Hi, welcome to the Moms Club channel. Today we are talking about my binder, the 2025-2026 school year binder, and I will be sharing everything that is inside of this beauty. I am so proud of this. I am so proud of what I have created, and I can't wait for you to see what is inside. Come with me. This is our binder. I created this art on Canva. I also created a signed binder, so when I organize all the binders. So I have created a binder for preschool and kindergarten. This is when she went to school. This was her first year of homeschool, and this is the current year. So you have an idea. I just have pictures of the year that she was in, so we can also have that nice little memory. And this is the current second grade binder, and I want to share with you what I've created here. So I created this on Canva. For every year I have a little quote, and they're usually written by philosophers, because I'm a big fan of philosophy and their teachings. Like I showed here, I created a side binder and a back binder. I went all out. I worked so much on this. I literally placed every single little item in this design, and I will probably be making it a lot simpler for me in future years. Maybe I will even buy something that's ready. I know Etsy has a lot of options, but I love being creative, and I loved creating this for my daughter. So here's the binder, and I will show you what's inside. So the way I organized this was by getting these tabs, separators, dividers here. I'm not sure what they're called. But then I separated by subject. And we started with our school, which I've been calling Mission Beyond Academy since we started. We are not required to create a private school. We're not required in the state of Hawaii to do anything specific, but I wanted to have a little name just because I think it's fun, right? So here I have an overview of all the subjects we're going to be studying this year: language arts and math, history and geography, science and projects, several projects, experiments, STEM activities, that kind of stuff. Emotional education, life skills and literacy. I just noticed here that this is not aligned. And arts. Hi Gasfi is an art history program. She takes piano lessons and also does plenty of drawing and painting, either just freely or by following a video. In movement, she's currently in the swim team. She's in her third year of ballet, and we spend plenty of time at the beach, surfing, body surfing, free playing, all that good stuff. And of course, there's other activities that she ends up picking up as the year goes on. She already says she wants to do a bunch of different things this year, so we're gonna see how the year's gonna go. Those are the things that she's always doing: swim team and ballet. And for languages, we have Latin that she studies at our classical conversation group, and Portuguese she learns with me. I am Brazilian, and I have taught her Portuguese from the start, so she's fluent. Now we're working on learning how to recognize words and working on reading in Portuguese. Here is the second grade flow. And I call this a flow because this is how we use this. This is a guide. We are not slaves to this. We are not slaves. We would like to complete all these things, but if we don't, we just keep flowing. So whatever we didn't do, we move on to the next lesson. So on Monday, I call it Mommy and Me Monday. I actually learned this one from Shauna on making everyday magic. She has been a great inspiration for me in the last few months as I have been trying to figure out homeschooling, and many other pages, by the way. I got this inspiration from another mamas and binders ideas from various different YouTube pages. So channels, sorry, many YouTube channels. But yeah, this is what I ultimately came up with. On Monday, we study all these things, and I would love to go into details, but I think we just want to see the binder, how the binder is laid out on this video, and I can go over each individual curriculum in future videos, what we're studying, how we're approaching each subject, and but this is an idea of what to do, and we often do most of it. We often do most of it because the lessons are short. I try to keep the lessons no longer than 25 minutes, and sometimes they last 10, 15, 20 minutes, but they're short. So it seems like a lot, but in reality, those are very short lessons. Since changing to primary math, we usually can get done with math in about 15 minutes. Michael Clay Thompson, the Poodle series, we're still working on it. We're just about done with the second book. She can't wait to start the third book of poetry. But this is only a long lesson on Monday because we have to read the chapter. So the first day we just read the chapter and do a couple of sentence analysis, and then the next days are just a couple, 2 to 3 sentence analysis, which takes her 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, if she's really focused. Hi Gatsby, she loves this. Is a video class. We talk about the artist of the week. And usually we pair Hi Gatsby, and then she does the exercise while she listens to me read to her the lesson about philosophy, the philosophy class. So she will be doing her painting, her drawing, her whatever creative thing that she's doing for this day, for this class, while she listens to me talk about philosophy, and then we discuss while she's either doing or after she's done. Then we move on to all about reading, which she loves the curriculum. We get done definitely in less than 20 minutes. Then we usually take an outdoor break. We'll either run to the beach and jump in the water, or get outside somewhere, do some exercise, and get back inside. So this Monday is the only day, scratch that because we changed the subject. Monday used to be the only day that we didn't go to the beach first thing in the morning. But now she has different classes on Wednesday and on Friday. There are in the morning, 9:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. So our schedule has changed, and we're still trying to adapt to that because we really do like to start the day by going outside. So I'm trying to figure out how we can get outside still when we can't leave in the morning. And since we have such a big day here of classes, I decided that best to get started with school and then take a break, but we may change that later. Anyways, and the week goes like that, and we do what we can, and we usually do all of it. I actually have a picture of our flow last week. I'm gonna try to put here on the screen. Last week, and how much work we got done, so you can have an idea. If we skipped anything, it's because something came up and we weren't able to get around to do it. We are pretty good at getting it all done. My daughter actually, one day she was done with the entire school for the day in 2 hours, just about 2 hours, maybe a little bit less even. I think it was on Wednesday. And she was stoked. So she can see how she can really get the work done fast if she focuses and she just puts her head down and gets it done. Most of the times it's not like that. There's a lot of wanting to play around and, pausing for snacks and all the things. Anyways, this has gotten too long already just talking about this page. Ooh, sorry about that. Now we have just our weekly flow details here. This is just for me to have, just to have it handy, what everything is. All the core subjects, this page is actually unnecessary because we have this. I don't even know how the light is here. I hope it's good. We have this. This is our weekly flow. And then we are doing classical conversations, as you know. And on the weeks that we have classical conversations, the classes will start in September. We don't have Mommy and Me. So I had to readjust these classes here that we don't have in here. And it's okay. Some of the classes will only happen 3 times a week. Like we do on the weeks that she's with me, we do math, grammar, reading, spelling. This is our main core subjects. We do them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When we have classical conversation, she's doing all of this and more: history, geography, science, math, English, Latin, timeline, fine arts, and presentations. So basically how I organize this schedule, what we get done from our curriculum and what we get done from classical conversations, is that when she is with me, we're focused on our core curriculum 4 days a week. We do history twice a week. We do geography twice a week. And we do science twice a week from our curriculum. When we have CC, we do on Monday, we do all of the classes: history, geography, math, English, yada, yada. And she does 1 day of history and 1 day of geography because she's already seeing it here. And I don't see any need to overload her with history and geography. Now, granted, she loves our History Quest audiobook. She listens to the lessons. Whenever she's doing arts, she asks for me to play for her in the car. And I feel like she does history quite often. Let's just put it this way. But it's not a structured lesson. Okay, so we do more of a structured lesson for history and geography, and it's not anything crazy or long. Anyways, we mostly discuss and lots of read aloud because we have a very rich literature-based curriculum for everything else. We have specific curriculums for math and language arts, but everything else is kind of like creative. Now we have an attendance tracker here, and I marked pink for school day and blue for days off. So we started the school year on July 21st, and she had today off. She went with her dad because he was traveling. He came back and she really missed him. So we squeezed the Friday lessons on Thursday, and she took the day off. Now again, going back just a little bit to our flow. On Friday, or maybe it will be easier to see. It will be easier here. On Friday, we don't have any serious classes except for Beast Academy, which is her supplemental math. She does Beast Academy on Friday, but then everything else is fun. She does the end of year project. She's working on writing a book. We do emotional education, usually some book that we're reading. All of her emotional educational curriculum is just literature. We're just reading books and talk about the things. Then she does some journaling. We do some art or STEM. It just depends on how much art we got done. And sometimes we just work on some STEM activity. Economics is actually, she's very interested in entrepreneurship, and she wants to start a business selling brigadeiro, which is this Brazilian yummy truffle deliciousness. It's chocolate. So I created a whole unit studies for that, for her to learn how to build the business from the start, and including, a lot of financial literacy here and just economics 101 basically. Piano home fun, that's the home fun, her practice for her piano class. The geography hands-on, it's usually just some kind of a project, mapping, a game, or some kind of hands-on activity. And then reading, which she does daily, and we have a movie night, and swim may or may not happen. We're still trying to figure out what's going to happen here with her PE, because I want her to exercise every day, but there's nothing on Wednesday. There's swim 2 days back to back. The pool is closed on Monday. Ideally, she would swim on Monday and Thursday, ballet on Tuesday, surf, or do something fun here on Wednesday, and Friday be a free play kind of thing. But I don't know. We're still trying to figure out the school year just started and lots of things have changed. As I mentioned, a lot of her online classes, science classes, have changed to the morning. So I'm still figuring it all out. And I'll keep you posted as I figure it out. So now on to our curriculum. So this is how I organized the record keeping. This is how I organized it. Language arts, and I put all the pictures of the books here. I thought that was a cute idea. And then I did a short summary of what the curriculum entails. All of it. She's doing all about reading level 3. She's doing all about reading level 1. She started working on this book at the end of quarter 3 of 24-25 of the school year. So she's almost done with this, and she will start all about spelling level 2 very soon, in just a few weeks. This is just a second grade read aloud idea that I got from actually ChatGPT. Gave me the idea of these read aloud books based on Charlotte Mason, Living Books, and just rich literature. I don't know how many of those we're gonna get to read. We do lots of read aloud, and this is one that we read last year, so I just checked it. And we listened to The Secret Garden, so I have to check this one too. And I'm sure there's other ones here that we may have read. I don't know. I'll have to look. But there's this list, and we may get to this or we may not get to this, but we're definitely going to read a ton of these, because some of these ancient history ones I actually bought. So I'm excited. We have the 100 Dresses from the library, currently sitting here. And this, I got this from one of the moms' page. I don't know where I got this now. I can't remember. But I basically took a picture and asked ChatGPT to recreate it for me. So it recreated, gave me this. And I will be cutting the cover of the books and and having her glue them here and have her color the stars, what she thought about each book. I thought that would be a fun thing to do. And I have several copies of that page here, because I know we're going to be reading a lot. We read a lot in this family. For math, we're changing. We have changed already to Singapore math, and I'm so excited because it's finally working. I'll tell you this, Singapore math is so much more than Matthew C, so much more advanced and more rigorous. And she's feeling it, and we're moving slowly. She had finished 1/3 of the book, Matthew C, and we're starting from the beginning with primary math. And it's been an adjustment, but she's liking it because it's quick. We're literally done in less than 20 minutes. And Beast Academy, she has a love-hate relationship with Beast Academy. She struggles a little bit with shapes and mirroring, and if you move this perspective and shapes. So I think it's going to be good for her as she keeps practicing. Yeah, I like it. We do Beast Academy a couple times a week. It's nothing too crazy. So the same thing here. I have a summary of the book and what she's going to be working on. Beast Academy, the same thing. Okay, so for science in lab, we're using OutSchool because I don't have the capacity to teach everything to this kid. So we're only doing OutSchool, and maybe this has been in the plan since last year, but we haven't made it happen yet. We want to have a garden. We want to grow our own food. It was supposed to happen this summer, but it didn't happen. So we're gonna make it happen somehow. I don't know when. It's a plan. I'm throwing it out there. Maybe now that I said it, I'm gonna have to make it happen. So she takes a science class. That's just a teacher-led, experiment-based weekly class that she does once a week with the classroom. She took first grade class with the same teacher, and this teacher teaches all the way to third grade. So she's probably going to continue with her for all of second grade and third grade. We're just going to follow the regular traditional school schedule for science. And she's taking marine biology because she's very interested in marine life. We live in Hawaii, and I think this will be a great class for her too. We are working with History Quest, and once we're done with early times, we're moving on to History Quest United States. This is such a long book. This book is about 14 hours, and we weren't very diligent when we started history because we're focusing on social studies in the beginning of second grade. And then by the time she finished all her curriculum in January, February, we started working on history quests after that. So in March, let's say March, we started working with history quest, and we've been working through it since then. So we'll probably be done by the end of this year, by the end of 2025, and then we'll start with history quest. I will most likely just buy the audiobook again. I ended up not doing any work, like any workbook, any activity of the workbook, just because I think it's overkill. It's overkill. I don't think she needs to be doing this much work. We listened to literature about ancient history. We listened to this book. We have conversations about it. We read the 2 books from Unstoppable Us, which are here. We've already completed them, and that's, early times as well. And so this is what we're going to be doing for this year. And geography, and let's not forget that we do have classical conversations, which teaches all of history and timeline. So I'm not even worried about timeline. She's going to learn her timeline from CC. I'm not adding anything extra. For geography, we have skill sharpeners, which quick workbook that she does, a couple pages a session. And I just bought this book, Scout It Out, also for her to learn about maps, facts, and have some fun. So trying to just bring some more fun into our homeschooling, because I feel like I tend to be very serious about this studying. Let's do this, let's do that. And so let's be more fun. I want to have more fun this year with her. So life skills and literacy, that's just what I called this part of the binder here, but it basically includes all of critical thinking and financial literacy and her economics class, which is her business, Emma's Joy Brigadeiros Brazilian Fudge Truffles. That's what it's called. And it will be fun. So she works on these. She works on Inference Jones on Monday. She works on Mind Benders, just 2 problems a day. I think she does this 3 times a week. And then she is almost done with this book, and she's going to start Mind Benders Insects. We also have the Mind Benders Animals somewhere. I sent it with her dad, and I've never seen it again. So hopefully it's going to show up. But we're just going to keep working on the Mind Benders books for now, for the second grade year. For financial literacy, we use the Even Moore's. We're on second grade. And her project, which I created with the help of ChatGPT. Emma calls it Kathy Chat. And I asked ChatGPT to create a cover for me, and it said that I wrote the book. Well, I didn't write the book. I gave it all the input, all the information that I wanted in the book, and I asked it to create a story for me, and it did. And it created arts, and Emma has already read this twice. Every week when we get to the time to do the class, she just wants to read the story. And since there are only very few pages, as you can see here, it's so cute. It includes all kinds of things. I am really excited about this. We haven't really started working on the units because she's just interested in reading. And as long as she wants to read, I want her to read. This is actually what I want the most for her, is that she loves to read. And she's doing it. So it's only a few units. It's 1 unit study. It's only a few weeks of this work, and we'll have plenty of time to do that. And we're going to start working on her business, probably not this coming week, but the week after that. So we'll actually make a batch and start practicing making the actual, I need to write here, actual product. Okay, another thing that we're doing for life skills and literacy is an out-school class that she's been taking, The Art of Conversation. It's a great class. It's just a weekly class, and it's about talking, listening, follow-up questions, all the things. It's great. And it's a 25-week cycle course. For emotional education, just a bunch of reading. This is a list of books that I collected from, actually ChatGPT helped me come up with a list. Some of these books that we already had. But I asked ChatGPT basically what the top private schools in the United States are using for literature for emotional education, and it gave me a curated list of books, and we have already read 80% of these books. It's a great little list, and we talk about the things, and she can read them over and over if she wants to. Actually, I am having her do the reading aloud on this herself, because it's also a good practice for her to be reading aloud, and she does her silent reading independently too. So we just do these little books here for now. She likes to read right before she goes to bed, and she's still into picture books, although she is reading chapter books, but she's really into reading to me with picture books. So I'm just letting her read them before bed, before I do my read aloud to her. For languages, like I mentioned, we are studying Brazilian Portuguese and Latin through CC. And the arts, she does Higaspi, CC, which I didn't put in here, some free arts, drawing, painting, and her music lesson. For philosophy, this is my favorite subject of this year. We're using the book Big Ideas for Curious Minds, and it's just so great. And I created a little workbook, a worksheet with its quick questions, and I'm not going to expect her to write, and we haven't started working on this yet. We're slowly moving into philosophy, because again, it's only about 25 chapters, so there's no rush in getting it all done week by week. We have plenty of time. So I'm introducing her to philosophy. We're having conversations. Honestly, if kids could only study philosophy, that would be amazing. That's all they really need. It's one thing that they're going to carry with them for life. Of course, reading, writing, and math, those things are important too, but everything else you can learn at any point, honestly. But emotional intelligence, philosophy, character building, I think those are the main things that will get them anywhere in life. For PE, she does swim team, she takes ballet classes, we go to the beach, surf, hike. We are outside. And I have a little PE tracker here with some pages printed, and also the field trip tracker, which I have no idea what we're doing for field trip yet, but we travel a ton in this family, and I'm sure we'll fill this up. Anyways, that is it. I hope you enjoyed my binder, and if you want to know what's going on with our curriculum, where we're gonna go, what we're doing, just stick around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see what's coming up, how we are moving with the curriculum. I change things up a lot as I learn. Maybe it is a way of teaching, maybe it is some extra thing that I bring in, maybe it is a different flow. Things usually fall into place. They fell in place last year. I really liked our flow. We worked with something very similar last year. Of course, she has more classes this year, and this just works for us. This just works. It's a north star. It's a guide. It's telling us where we're going, what we should do. I have a little board that I have the schedule, a clear board, and she marks the classes that she's done for the day, and it's just very satisfying for her to feel accomplished, to see what she's doing, how much she's doing and getting done. And also it's great to finish the books, right? To finish the curriculum and start something new, or take a little break. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more content of our life and our homeschooling life and how we're moving on. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.